I like to give people a chance. Call it my charitable nature, but I try to support as much within the comics industry as possible, especially when somebody's kind of like a lower tier writer, lower tier artist, like kind of struggling, breaking in and all that. And this goes, I do this for people who work at Marvel and DC. I do it for people who are just independently creating stuff all the time. I love to promote different works. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's a great part of our community that we can do this and build together. Now, a lot of times it backfires when somebody's a left-wing guy or somebody actually is trying to just virtue signal to Marvel and DC Comics. They come at me. I've had my own artist for Flying Sparks, for example, quit my book, not tell me, by the way, just blocked me everywhere while he was saying that he was going to finish the book. And I actually paid him for pages that he never delivered. I just got blocked. He never paid me back. And I had to find a different artist because of this. And so this is because people want to virtue signal to Marvel and DC at the end of the day. This is Flying Sparks. And no, he does not get a cut of anything at this point. These are just my books and it all goes to me. So I did replace him for Volume 5. I think I got a better artist who's not worried about virtue signaling and all that. This is available in my web store. But we also have some Schadenfreude, which is going to be pretty fun with a writer from Marvel Comics I'm going to talk to you about in a bit. So make sure to pick up my books. These are a lot of fun. And of course, if you want to stand up against the mainstream industry, support some good comic writing, this is the place to do so. I really appreciate you being there. So this is what happened a few years ago. I bought some comics from Sean McKeever, and I went to his online web store, and I bought Gravity. I bought Spider-Man Loves Mary Jane. I bought one of his creator-owned properties as well, because I was like, I've read his stuff in the past, and I remembered it being good. I remembered it being wholesome. I remembered it being stuff that like is kid friendly, stuff that really Marvel and DC don't push anymore. And I was like, you know what? This is the type of stuff I really want to support. And so I really want to do this. So I made some reviews on my comic review channel, stating how good these books were, etc., and tagged him in the process. Well, he didn't say anything back, and that's fine. Sometimes people don't reply to reviews or even watch the reviews. I don't mind that. But he did the next day make a post virtue signaling about how he hates me. And so here it is. He says, to be clear, if you're ComicsGate supporter, hoping I'll retweet your positive reviews of my work, yeah, nah. So not only did he not reply to a review, which is fine. That's normal. He had to go out of his way and virtue signal that he didn't approve of me liking his products and liking his books. This is really sad. You just don't treat people like this. This is a very bad way to treat people. And this is like, we have kind of a karma situation happening here. And he says, and to make sure it's about me, you're probably not the leading Hispanic voice in science fiction just because a right-wing website says so. I am Sean McKeever, and I know that triggers you, because here's the deal. These people who are the virtue signalers, the left-wingers who are just all about it, and you can see him virtuously wearing his mask in his profile picture here. This is back in 2020. They just want to be seen as what it is. And in his mind, even though he's a white guy, the whitest, pastiest guy you can possibly see, I cannot represent a different culture as a minority culture because he's been virtue signaling. He's going to be their saviors forever, and they have to believe in his left-wing causes. Otherwise, they're not even true minorities. That's how sick these people are at the end of the day. It's really sad, but I'm happy. I actually had some fans call me the leading Chicano voice in science fiction the other day, and I appreciate that. I appreciate all my readers, regardless of race or persuasion. And if you leave a nice review of my work and you happen to be left-wing or whatever, and there are some people who have done so, I really appreciate you. Actually, I have no problem with that, and I thank you for patronizing and reading my work. I hope I write better than Sean McKeever, and that's it. So he goes further, and he goes, if it upsets you that you were kind about my work, and yet I reacted like this, you maybe might want to contemplate why that might be. I think it might be because Sean McKeever is a bigot, obviously. He's been brainwashed in a left-wing bubble where he cannot even interact with somebody different than him. And that's really sad at the end of the day. It makes Sean McKeever, even though he's pretending he's being a good person and a virtuous person for this, it makes him kind of a bad person. Like only like a bad person would act like this towards somebody who was patronizing their work, supporting independent arts, and of course, doing something nice for them and actually going out of my way to leave a review. I mean, gosh, do you think my review of Sean McKeever's Gravity comic is getting me a ton of clicks. No, I did it because I wanted to highlight somebody's good work at the end of the day, and was hoping that, of course, people would start to follow good work and things like that. So Sean McKeever hasn't worked at Marvel Comics or DC Comics in a long time. He's not gotten gigs. People are not hiring him. He's a white male, pasty, and as much as he virtue signals, you have to be a black lesbian who's disabled in order to get on these comics at this point. Either that, or you have to be a gay guy. Because they're trying to make these identity pockets all over Marvel Comics. So an old white guy like Sean McKeever, who's not writing anything edgy, he's writing kind of, YA kid stuff that's pretty good. That stuff doesn't fly at Marvel and DC. And so that's the people who would be interested in that are going to typically lean conservative, Sean. It's going to be people with families, with children who want to have their kids read comics and can't have them read comics because we can't read like Alan Scott Green Lantern or Wonder Woman with all the grooming crap in it to them. We have to go back to your comics like Gravity and, say, hey, this is what comics are. So we are your target audience. And of course, since you turned all of us off with your crap here virtue signaling, you don't sell anymore. But it goes further. So this is a sad thing in a way. And this is the end result of what happens. Sean McKeever not looking so good these days. Looks a little bit like that guy from Office Space with my stapler. And he's got a GoFundMe up to help me get through the year. Look at how his virtue signaling did not pay off whatsoever. Get woke, go broke. So here it is. Original text. I'm Sean McKeever, longtime writer of comics and video games, sadly since 2020. Wow, about that time. He was virtue signaling, huh? I've suffered long periods without income between writing gigs, about 20 months at this point. I've taken a $15 hour job so I can bring in some kind of income. So he's now working minimum wage, like at a Walmart or something. Absolutely crazy. But I'm going to fall short on December bills and January rent. If you've ever enjoyed my work, think of this as an opportunity to honor me with a gratuity. I know the holidays are hard for many. Any help would be greatly appreciated. So there it is. Of course, he did get a little bit of meager support. He's probably going to be able to pay his rent for a couple months here. But what's going to happen next? Is he going to be able to get more jobs at this point? The answer is no. The virtue signaling Marvel and DC have moved beyond him to even more virtuous people like Tim Sheridan now. So, of course, there's no space for Sean McKeever in that. Sean McKeever could have had some independent love and all that, but of course, he decided to attack people like me who liked his work rather than actually, keep producing good work on his own. Very sad. And this is unfortunately how these people in this industry act. They'll cut off their nose to spite their face, and it's really, really tragic at the end of the day. But I can't help but laugh about it a little, Sean. I know you're probably going to watch this video, but treat people nicer next time. Maybe people will treat you nicer in response. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.